Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Ayushi Paliwal from University of Delhi. So students, today we are going to discuss about the module density of states for some nanostructures and two-dimensional electron gas from the paper Physics at Nanoscale. So students, let us see what we are going to learn in this module. First, we will discuss about the two-dimensional electron gas. Second, the various semiconductor nanocrystals, quantum dots, quantum dot lasers and metallic dots, they are studied, and the corresponding density of states were estimated. Third, the discrete charge states are discussed and the effect of charging energy and the tunneling effects are studied. Next, we will also discuss the types of two-dimensional electron gas system and their classification and their basic properties will be studied. So students, let us start with the basic introduction about the module. So there are various spectroscopic regions. So let us start with a molecule. Ultra small clusters, that is around 10 to 100 atoms, show strongly deviating molecular structures from the bulk. For example, Si13 as shown in this figure, metallic-like close packing, and Si45 exhibits the distorted diamond lattice. So, another spectroscopic region is a quantum dot. That is where there are small clusters of around 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 6 atoms. That is a bulk-like structure, but they possess discrete electronic states if cluster diameter. And A0 is given by h by 2 pi the whole square divided by me square. That is, it is less than the bulk Bohr radius A0. That is typically less than 10 nanometers. Next is a polariton, where there are large clusters which are greater than 10 to the power 6 atoms. So in this regime, the particle acts as an optical cavity, or we can say a microcavity due to light-matter coupling. Semiconductor nanocrystals. So this is the figure showing the example of the semiconductor nanocrystals. They can be modeled as a particle in a spherical box, and the allowed energy states are ENL equal to h cut square beta square NL divided by 2m r square. So, for a semiconducting dot, both the electron states in the conduction band and the hole states in the valence band are quantized. Say for an example, for a cadmium selenide nanoparticle, the conduction band effective mass m is equal to 0.13 me. So if r is equal to 2 nanometers, so the spacing between the lowest two energy levels is 0.76 electron volt. Let us take another example, that is semiconductor quantum dot. So the energy is given by ENL equal to h cut square beta square NL divided by 2mr square. So as the radius of the dot becomes smaller, the electron states increase in energy and the whole states shift to lower energies. So as you can see in this figure, which shows the variation of the density of states with energy and the energy separation between the highest energy level for the holes and the lowest energy level for electrons is approximately equal to Eg plus pi square h cut square by 2me a square plus pi square h cut square by 2mh a square. So here the semiconductor band gap increases. It can thus be tuned over a wide range by changing the radius of the quantum dot. So continuing our discussion over semiconductor quantum dot, as you can see in these two figures, we have a bulk semiconductor and a semiconductor quantum dot. So in the bulk case, we have a continuous energy band, whereas in the case of quantum dot, there is a quantization of energy levels. So the absorption spectrum of macroscopic semiconductor is continuous as shown in this figure, but in a nanocrystal, it consists of a series of discrete transitions with a very high absorption intensity at the transition frequencies. So as you can see over here, the optical absorption of the bulk semiconductor, which is represented by dashed lines, as compared to the spectra expected for a nanocrystal of the same semiconductor. As you can see, there is a corresponding energy level for 1s, 1p, 1d and so on. Quantum dot laser. So the schematic of the quantum dot laser, where a quantum dot is confined between the two cladding layers and there is the optical confinement. So the lasing frequency is related to sum of the various energies. Now here the quantum dot of the right size can place all of the exciton energies at the right value for lasers. The quantum dots are chosen to have a band gap that is smaller than that of the medium. So here the excitons, they are stabilized in the optical cavity because the electrons are confined to the lower energy part of the conduction band and the holes are confined to the top of the valence band. So students, let us now discuss about the metallic dots. In small spherical metallic dots conduction band, electrons fill the quantized energy levels. Now large abundances occur at a certain magic numbers of the atoms in a cluster, resulting from the enhanced stability for the clusters with filled electronic shells. So for larger irregularly shaped metallic dots, the shell structure is destroyed. So the level spacing becomes smaller in comparison to the shifts in the levels due to the shape imperfections, faceting of the crystals or disorder. So the average level spacing at the Fermi energy can be estimated as delta E equal to 1 by D as a function of epsilon f equal to 2 epsilon f divided by 3n. Now where D as a function of epsilon f is the density of states at the Fermi level. For a spherical gold nanoparticle with a radius of 2 nanometers, the average level spacing is estimated to be around 2 MeV, which is much smaller than the spacing between the lowest states in cadmium selenide nanocrystal conduction band, that is around 0.76 electron volt. Therefore, energy level quantization effects, they are much more important in semiconductor dots than they are in metallic ones. Discrete charge states. The charge states of an electrically isolated quantum dot resemble the well-defined discrete charge states of an atom or molecule, each successive state corresponding to the addition of an electron. So this figure shows the schematic of a discrete charge state where the additional gate voltage, that is delta Vg, required to add one more electron is given by delta Vg equal to 1 by alpha E multiplied by epsilon n plus 1 minus epsilon n plus E square by C, where alpha is equal to C by Cg. So the chemical potential for adding the n plus 1th electron to a dot containing n electrons can be written as mu n plus 1 equal to epsilon n plus 1 plus n multiplied by u, where u is the constant Coulomb repulsion energy between any two electrons on the dot, and u is given by E square by C total. Discrete charge states. Charging energy. What is that? The charging energy U depends on the size of the dot, the local electrostatic environment. So the charging energy U must be calculated for a specific geometry. So as a simple model, consider a spherical dot of radius r which is surrounded by a spherical metal shell of radius r plus d. Now this shell screens the Coulomb interaction between the electrons on the dot. So according to the Gauss's law, gives the charging energy as U is equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon capital R multiplied by D by capital R plus D. So adding an electron to the dot requires this much energy to fill up the next single particle state and also to overcome the charging energy. Next is the tunneling effect. The charging effects can be destroyed if the tunneling rate on of the dot is too rapid. The charge resides on the dot for a time scale of order Rc, where R is the tunneling resistance. Now, by the uncertainty principle, the energy level will be broadened by delta E equal to H by Rc equal to E square by C multiplied by H by E square divided by R. So the uncertainty in the energy of the electron becomes comparable to the charging energy when R is equal to H by E square. So for resistance below this value, quantum fluctuations due to the uncertainty principle are expected to smear out the charging effects. Types of two-dimensional electron gas. In low-dimensional systems, the quantum effects were first observed in two-dimensional electron gas. There are two basic systems. First is silicon metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, that is MOSFETs, and second is gallium arsenide, aluminium gallium arsenide heterostructures, where two-dimensional electron gas has been studied extensively. Now, the schematic of the MOSFET is shown in this figure. Here, silicon surface serves as a substrate, while SiO2 layer on the silicon behaves as an insulator. The below diagram shows the energy band diagram having the conductance band energy as Ec, valence band Ev, and quasi-Fermi level as Ef. So, a two-dimensional electron gas is formed at the interface SiO2 and p-type silicon substrate as a consequence of the gate voltage. So, a two-dimensional electron gas is induced electrostatically by the application of a positive gate voltage Vg. So, the sheet density of two-dimensional electron gas, or 2DeG, can be described as Ns is equal to epsilon oxide by E d oxide multiplied by Vg minus Vt, where Vt is the threshold voltage, which is the minimum gate to source voltage required to create a conducting path between the source and the drain terminals in a MOSFET. Now, the other important 2DeG system is based on modulation doped gallium arsenide, aluminium gallium arsenide, single and double heterostructures. So, as the band gap in aluminium gallium arsenide is higher than that in gallium arsenide, by doping only higher band gap semiconductor, that is aluminium gallium arsenide, it is possible to move the Fermi level inside the forbidden gap. So when the aluminium gallium arsenide is grown on gallium arsenide substrate, a unified level of chemical potential is established and an inversion layer is formed at the interface. So the below figures shows the band structure of the interface between N-type aluminium gallium arsenide and intrinsic gallium arsenide before and after the charge transfer. Now, if metal semiconductor field effect transistor, that is MESFET, is fabricated on a single heterostructure in which 2DEG is created by a modulation doping, then a narrow channel can be squeezed by selective depletion in spatially separated regions. This is the simplest way to create a lateral confinement using split metallic gates as shown in the below figure. Now students, let us discuss about the low dimensional system. A low dimensional system, also called as the confined system, is any quantum system in which the carriers are free to move in 2, 1 or 0 dimensions. In these systems, the spatial dimensions are of the order of the de Broglie wavelength of the carriers, and therefore the carrier energy states and the density of states becomes quantized. As a result, the electrostatic, basically the electronic, the electrical and the optical behavior of the carriers, they are governed by the quantum mechanical principle or mechanisms. Now we can classify the low dimensional systems as the most universal classification scheme of low dimensional system is by considering the number of spatial directions when the particle in the system could move freely. The approach here is as follows. First is a quantum well system. In these systems, the particles are confined only in one direction and are free to move in two directions. Second is a quantum wire system. In these systems, the particles are confined in two directions and are free to move in one direction. Lastly, we have a quantum dot system. In these systems, the particles are confined in all the three directions and they can move freely in they cannot move freely in any spatial direction. Now let us discuss the basic properties of low dimensional system. Let us take a z-axis perpendicular to the plane of 2DEG. So as mentioned before, in 2DEG, the motion of electron is free in xy plane and quantized along z-axis. Hence, the wave function of the electrons in 2DEG can be decoupled as psi rz equal to chi z multiplied by psi r, where r is the vector in xy plane of 2DEG. Now, in the case of silicon MOSFET, aluminium gallium arsenide, single heterostructure, the confining potential can be approximated as triangular one and is given by uz equal to infinity for z less than 0 and equal to fz for z greater than 0. Now using this separation of variables, the Schrödinger equation for the wave function chi z is given by del square chi by del z square plus 2m by h cut square multiplied by E minus Fz multiplied by chi equal to 0. Now let us consider a dimensionless variable, that is zeta is equal to z minus E by f, the whole multiplied by 2mf by h cut square to the power 1 by 3. So the quantity LF, which is equal to 2mf by h cut square to the power minus 1 by 3, plays the role of characteristic localization length in z direction. So the above equation, that is the Schrodinger equation, can be expressed as, using a new variable zeta, chi double prime minus zeta chi equal to 0, which is solved with the boundary conditions at infinity and at z equal to 0, and the solution has the form chi as a function of zeta equal to a multiplied by ai as a function of zeta. So this ai as a function of zeta is the Airy function, which is defined as ai as a function of zeta is equal to 1 by root pi multiplied by integral 0 to infinity cos of u cube by 3 plus u multiplied by zeta multiplied by du. So the energy spectrum E is defined by the roots zeta n of the equation ai as a function of zeta equal to 0, implying that En is equal to minus E naught multiplied by zeta n. So now here the normalization constant An for each level is defined by An inverse equal to integral 0 to infinity dz multiplied by modulus of xn z the whole square. So the energy of an electron can be given by Enk is equal to En plus Ek equal to En plus h cut square k square by 2m. So now here each level create a sub-band for the in-plane motion. So here the effective mass m of the electron or the hole determined by the band structure of gallium arsenide is much smaller than the mass of an free electron. Now the density of states G as a function of epsilon is the number of states in energy interval epsilon plus d epsilon, which is given by G epsilon is equal to summation over alpha delta as a function of epsilon minus epsilon alpha. Now in terms of m, v, k, the density of states can be written as G epsilon is equal to nu s nu v multiplied by m divided by 2 pi to the power d summation over n dd of the derivative of k multiplied by delta as a function of epsilon minus enk. In the case of two dimension, G epsilon is equal to nu s nu v m divided by 2 pi h cut square multiplied by summation over n of theta as a function of epsilon minus En. So at low temperature, kT is very much less than EF and all the states are filled up to Fermi level. So the sheet electron density, that is Ns, is equal to N multiplied by nu S nu V MEF divided by 2 pi h cut square. So the figure on the left hand side shows the normalized electron density for the first and the second subbands in a triangular potential with the slope f, and LF is equal to h cut square by 2 mf the whole power 1 by 3. And the figure on the right hand side shows the variation of the density of states with the energy. So students, let us summarize what we have learnt in this module. Firstly, we discussed about the two-dimensional electron gas. Secondly, the semiconductor nanocrystals, quantum dot laser and metallic dots, they were studied, and also the density of states. Thirdly, the discrete charged states were discussed and the effect of the charging energy and the tunneling effect were studied. Next, we also discussed the types of two-dimensional electron gas systems. Lastly, the classification of low-dimensional system and their basic properties were studied. Thank you.